Good day, everyone. Kathy here, welcoming you to another episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a cute little kitten card, and I'm going to be using the Treasured Kitten stamp set from GinaK Designs. I used this cat in a previous one, but I want to use this little girl cat with a bow and a dress on. I'm using, this is like a turquoise blue today. This is from Simon Says Stamps. This is Audrey Blue. This is 10 inches by 7 inches, scored at the 5-inch line, fold it, crease it with your bone folder. And then I have a piece of gold mirror cardstock. This is 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. And I already cut out a sentiment for a previous card out of that. Mirror cardstock's expensive, so use it while you can. And then I have a piece of white cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I did use GinaK's Master Layouts 8 to cut this out because I do love that little stitched edge. And it just fits together so nicely. And then I have a piece for the inside of the card that is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I have blue strips. These are 1/8 inch, and I cut that out of what was left from that Audrey Blue cardstock that I cut off. Now, have no idea where this die came from. My local library has a craft exchange where you take in some unused craft items and you can take some back home with you. And this die was in there, and I love it. It makes cute little 1/8 inch strips. And then I just need scrap strip, and I'm using, this is from GinaK's Master Layouts 1. I already cut out the scalloped die, and then I'm just going to stamp and then cut out a piece with the inside circle die. All right, so let me get started. I'm going to start by stamping. I want to stamp the cat, and I want to stamp a sentiment on the front of my card. So let me move my glue over for now. Okay, move those strips over here. All right, I'm just going to stamp this cute little kitty. Now, these do have a matching die set, but I'm going to stamp it out of an oval, so I don't need to do that. Now, I have not used this stamp from the set yet, so I need to condition it, and that just means rubbing your finger across it. Or they do make conditioning erasers. My fingers work just as well. And I'm going to use my VersaFine Clear Nocturne because I'm using alcohol inks, and these work really well with alcohol inks. I think I'll do one more because I want that to be nice and crisp. Okay, and I'll clean that off, and I don't have my tidy towel, so I'm just going to get that like that. I have my tidy towel, I just didn't wet it. Right, now, I do want to stamp a sentiment on the bottom front of the card. And I kind of like this. You never know what treasures you'll find until you stop and look. So this is going to be like an all occasion card for any occasion, actually. Someone needs a little pick-me-up. You never know. And I haven't used this stamp. Oh, and I just moved it on here. It's because I got my top wet. All right, now I'll clean that off. That's perfect the first time. Nice image. Just clean that off. I'm just going to clean that off with this. Okay, now I'm going to color in the kitty cat before I die cut it out. And I just have 3 colors of my alcohol ink markers. The kitty's I'm going to leave it white, but I'm going to use gray. This is CG021 neutral gray. And I'm just going to add, well, actually I have 4 markers. Where's my little pink Chucky marker? Well, there it is. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit of gray on the inside of the ears, and then I'm just going to slightly do it on the outside of the cheeks, just to give it a little shading. And this will dry down a little bit so it's not as bright as it appears to be right now. Just giving a little dimension to my cat. We'll do a paws and a little bit of the tail. I think I'm going to add a little bit up here, like as a little shadow underneath her bow. Let's see, just a little bit of gray, and it's really hard to see. It just adds a little dimension while leaving her pretty much white. And then I'm going to do her nose in R192 Pinkish Vanilla. It's just a little pale pink. And I'm also going to, she has a little collar and a heart that I want to do that same color. All right. And then for her dress and bow, I have G477 Turquoise Green Light. Yeah. And I want to do the bow with this. Not a lot of coloring today. And then I want to do her dress in the same color, but ignore the little flowers that are on here because I want to do those in the lighter, in the darker color. Okay, now I have G862. This is Peacock Green. And I'm going to add just a little highlight to the bow and the center. And then I'm going to do the petals of the flower. Though they would be pretty to leave them white. We have a lot of white on the card already. And you could do that. There, the cat is colored. All right, now I'm just going to use this die, the inner circle, and cut it out. Now this will take off some of her whiskers, and that's okay. I'm just going to get my cutting platform here. Squish it down. And then this will fit inside this and give it a little bit more dimension. Just like that. All right. Okay, now on this, I'm going to take this stencil I have, and it's a paw print stencil. Not sure where it came from. I've had it for quite some time. And I'm just going to take GinaK Soft Stone, and I'm just going to do a light coloring of gray. I want this to be sort of invisible, but yet have some texture. I don't want this to be like the focal point. Just a light, very light coloring. So it's kind of hit or miss, and you just see, I'll try to get that where you can see. You just see the paw prints. Just adds a little texture to the background without overpowering it. At least I hope. That's what I'm going for. All right. Now, I'm going to glue these two together. Well, I guess I haven't used that in a few days here. Well, let me get out my big one. That one I'm going to have to clean out the tip. All right, and I'm going to put the inside of the card on also while I'm here. And I put that right here. All right, now to put this on the front of the card, I'm going to use the 5/16 inch metal ruler from Creekbank Creations. It's the Lay It Straight tool. Oh my gosh, perfect. No more crooked cards. All you do is line it up at the top and the bottom. And then put your panel in there. As long as you're using those measurements from GinaK's Master Layouts 8, the 5/16 fits perfectly and you have a nice straight, hopefully. Yeah. Nice straight card. All right. Now, I'm going to take these little strips. I'm going to put you on pause because I'm going to clean out the tip for my glue press, and I'm going to wet my tidy towel while I'm away. Just a second. Okay, I am back, and I have my glue press cleaned out. I'm going to take these narrow strips. I have 3 of them, and I'm going to put one down first. These are longer than I need, but I just used the paper, and I'll cut off any part that I don't want. Let's get my little scissors, and I'm going to trim it off even with the white panel. Now I'm going to use another one of these Lay It Straight tools. I'm using the 1/8 inch because I want to put 3 of these strips on and I want them to be 1/8 of an inch apart. Hopefully. Slide that up while I get the glue on here. This strip cutter is nice, but since the pieces are so long, it does tend to curl up on you. So I'm just going to lay that right up against that other strip and use that as a guide to put down my second one. I'm hoping that works, and it worked well. All right. Again, I'm just going to trim that off. And then I'm going to move it over to this side and put on my third and final one. Now you could easily have just cut these down to the 6 1/4 inch length. But sometimes when I do that, they don't end up being the same length as what I need them to be. There we go. Okay. That looks pretty good. All right, now I'm going to put on this. Now I want this to pop up a little bit from the back, so I'm just going to use some narrow foam strips that I have here. And I'll put 3 on here. One in the center. Cute little kitty. And then I'm going to put some foam circles on the back of this to pop it up even further. Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting this one doesn't take the back comes right off of this. Now I'm going to put this a little bit in the center, but off from the strips slightly. Now I'm going to get some diamond stickles, and I'm going to stickle her bow. Now on the darker color, this will give it like a gold sheen. And then I'm going to also put it on her dress. I think that'll be very pretty. And we'll put it on her necklace and collar also. Now it needs some more embellishments, and I have this cute little pack that came with the Simon Says stamp card kit last month. And they're like pastel pinks and blues and yellows. And see what colors look nice on here. There's some bigger ones. Let me see if I can find the name of this mixture here on the sheet. It's the Joyful Moments Embellishment Mix. And it is very pretty. I think I want to put, there is a little bit of pink on her necklace and her nose. I'm just going to try a couple different colors here to see what I like. Don't want that big yellow one. That one looks like there's two together, but no, I think it's just a thick one. Nope, I'm going to go back down here. Okay, I think that's the placement I'm going to go for. So I'm just going to move these aside and use my little glue. And just pick these back up and put them in place. Yes, of course. That one's turned upside down. Okay, that is my card for today. Just a simple little card that could be used for any occasion. And that little cat is so cute. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another video. Have a great rest of your day.